What's up guys, David Falla here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another tutorial. I know this video is going to look very different than my other videos, and the reason is because I took this video from my online academy. For all of you that don't know, I have an online academy. It's only in Spanish right now, but I will be translating it and making it in English very soon. I'm actually been working on it. But anyways, the purpose of this video is to teach you guys how to cut the back of a long haircut. I've been getting so many messages of people asking me about long hair. I know long hair became very popular. Many wants to learn how to do it. And I know many barbers don't know how to cut with scissors and they want to learn. So what I decided to do is just grab the one part out of the video from the online academy, put it here on YouTube for all you guys so you guys can learn and continue growing. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to make sure the hair is fully wet. This is something that's very important. I feel like as barbers, sometimes we don't want to wash hair, but if you want to do better haircuts and be better with scissors, you gotta learn how to wash hair. If for whatever reason you cannot do it, make sure that when you wet the hair, you're wetting all the way from the roots to the tips. It's extremely important that the whole head is fully saturated, because if not, your haircut is not going to be even. So this is a very important step. How I said, make sure the roots are also wet and not just the top of the hair. Once you have the hair fully wet, you're going to brush everything back. This is a more neutral and natural position for the hair to be in. And now what we're going to do, we're going to find the apex, which is the tallest part of the head, and we're going to place our comb so you can see, so you can find that very easily. And we're going to create a section from the apex to the back of the ear. This is to the mastoid bone. Everybody's going to be different. Remember that every client's head is different. So keep in mind that what you're trying to do is divide pretty much the back of the head from the front and the sides. That's pretty much what we're trying to do. I know many barbers are super intimidated when it comes to longer hair, but honestly, cutting longer hair, in my opinion, now that I know how to do it, I feel like it's easier than cutting short hair. The reason is because when you are doing a fade, you have to be extremely precise. Any mistake you make is going to show right away. With longer hair, you have a lot more room to make mistakes, and the haircuts are still gonna look great just because of the movement, the amount of hair, and all that stuff, right? So just keep that in mind. So now what we're doing, we create a profile part in the back of the head. This is just gonna help us not have so much hair at the same time, so we can actually cut everything in sections and steps, making it a lot easier. So you can see what I created. I separated the back of the head in two with a vertical line, and now I'm gonna divide the same with a horizontal line, kind of make it like a cross. And this is just, so how I said, make it easier for me to be able to work in sections and not have to have all that long hair everywhere. That is gonna make it very hard for me to be able to do my job. So I section the hair just based on what I need to do. I don't overdo sections if I don't need them, but in this case, it's important to have that sections to be able to cut the perimeter. In this case, that's what we're going to do first. We're going to cut the perimeter. This is going to be a 0-degree haircut. Two things to keep in mind with 0-degree haircuts. If you are touching the hair with your comb, with your fingers, then it's not going to be fully 0 degrees, right? But it doesn't need to be. Sometimes all you need to do is make sure that what you're doing is creating the perimeter that you want. That perimeter can be 0 degrees, but then everything else can be layered. There's so many ways to achieve something like this. In my case, all I want to do right now is to be able to create that perimeter exactly where I want it. How you guys can see, I'm not cutting as much because I want to keep it as long as possible. But the most important thing, how I said, is make sure that you are very consistent with your section. So if you're using the comb and not using your fingers, then continue using the comb. If you're using your fingers, you'll make sure your elevation is always the same. So now that I did the perimeter, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab another section. So we're going to name our section, or number our section. The first section was number 1, which was the perimeter. Now we're going to use another section. It's going to be number 2. So now we're bringing number 2 all the way to number 1. And this is going to start creating more length towards the top, because those sections are going to have to travel way more to get to the perimeter, right? That's what is called 0-degree haircut, because the hair is just getting longer and longer, but everything is going to end up on the same cutting line, and that's what we're trying to achieve. So now we're going to take section number 3, and section number 3 we're going to bring it all the way to 1. And we're going to continue doing the same on section number 4, section number 5, number 6, so until you are done with the back area and everything comes down all the way to the bottom. Something very important to keep in mind is that if the hair was layered before, then some of the hair might not reach all the way to the bottom, and that's totally fine. If you see that some of those layers are not reaching all the way to the perimeter, that's fine. They don't have anything else to cut. You don't need to waste your time trying to continue sectioning when you already know that that hair is not going to reach. Another thing that is very important that I forgot to mention is make sure you stand behind your section. So in this case, I'm a little bit to the side because I want to make sure you guys see what I'm doing. But if I'm doing this at the barbershop or you know, I'm cutting a client, then I'm going to stand right behind my section so I can see exactly what I'm doing. When you stand on the side, you are going to angle yourself. Even if you try not to, you are going to angle yourself. So you're not going to have the same precision. Now that I did that one side, I'm going to do the other side in exactly the same thing. The important is that if you number your sections and let's say you did 7 sections, then this side you should have another 7 sections to be able to create that balance that you want, right? The beautiful thing about something like this and a 0 degree haircut on a man is that it will allow you to create a hairstyle with a lot of volume, with a lot of weight, especially if you have clients that have finer hair or have like less density on their hair and they still want to have it long. This one will give them a lot of body, a lot of volume, and they're gonna be super happy with you because you're making their hair look a lot more fuller than maybe it is. If you have a client that has a lot of hair, maybe square layer haircuts will work a lot better for them. But you know, this is the more basic thing in my opinion that everybody starting to cut longer hair needs to know is how to cut a 0 degree haircut, how to create a line that all the hair kind of falls into that line. So you guys can see here, I'm drying the hair with a diffuser. I apply a little bit of sea salt spray to make it have more body, that kind of surf beachy look that a lot of men love, and that's how you achieve a haircut like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this haircut. How I said, this is a little bit different than my usual content. If you guys enjoy content like this, then I can definitely make more and just bring some of the content I'm making for the academy, bring it here for YouTube. Obviously shorter videos, but I know it will help you guys a lot. Don't forget to subscribe and like it. Leave me in the comments below what you guys think of any questions, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.